What about you personally? Like, as you said, you've been in this career long enough. You have nothing to hide, nothing to worry about. You don't mind being called a UFO kook, Harvey Levin?
Well, I mean,
Bradblanks, and I'm here with Harvey Levin. How are you, sir?
hey Brad, how you doing?
Yeah, really good. Now, I'm starting to love these TMZ investigations, and you're going into one of America's great topics, UFOs. How do you kick this show off?
We've been looking at this for a while now. We knew this Pentagon report was coming out. So what we do in the show is we're not like starting with a premise. We're looking at what the government says, which is we don't know what these things are. I mean, they admitted that in this report. But they say there are 5 possibilities. They say U.S. technology, foreign adversaries, natural phenomenon, airborne clutter, and other. So we have, Harvard scientists, we have former Pentagon officials, United States senators, we have Navy pilots, film documentarians, investigative journalists, and we go through each of them. And you will see, I believe, them knock them down one by one, where you're only left with one other possibility, and that is that bucket other, because it's not human technology, Brad. It's just not.
Yeah. What do you think's in that other bucket? What do you think?
We have to be open to something paradigm changing. That, when you talk to, esteemed scientists and others, and let me ask you, Brad, do you believe there is intelligent life somewhere other than Earth in the universe?
Yes, I do. Yep.
I happen to as well. So my feeling about the show, for me, here's what's motivating me. I'm old enough that I remember this, that when I was a little kid, there was no such thing as space travel. And all of a sudden, in the last 60 years, we have launched people into space. We have then put men on the moon. We have gone to Pluto. We are going through interstellar space. So if we can go in that direction in 60 years of technology, and if you believe there's intelligent life somewhere else, suppose that intelligent life is 1,000 years older than us. 1,000 years in the universe is nothing. It's a flash. But in terms of technology, Brad, 1,000 years is an eternity. If we did all that in 60, think about it. So if we can go that way, why is it so outlandish to believe they can't go that way?
But isn't there like this stigma though? Aren't we meant to be, some of these experts are embarrassed to say that they believe in UFOs, and that's sort of what's holding it all back?
They're not saying aliens. What they're doing is these are serious people. I mean, I've got a Harvard scientist who does believe there's life outside of here. And yes, it used to be that anybody who talked about it was the subject of scorn and ridicule. They were viewed as unhinged and crazy. But I think it's changed in the last couple of years. Serious people are taking a serious look at this. And I think the hero is former Senator Harry Reid, who is also on the show, who started this in 2007. But Brad, I got to tell you something. Whatever you think about this, one thing is clear, and the government even acknowledges it, which is that as long as we don't know, this is an enormous national security threat, because these things have been swarming our military ships, our nuclear facilities. They have almost hit fighter planes. And, God forbid that a commercial airliner is going to crash into one of these, but they're all over the sky. And until we figure out what it is, our national security is in danger. And in this report, the government actually acknowledges that.
What about you personally? Like, as you said, you've been in this career long enough. You have nothing to hide, nothing to worry about. You don't mind being called a UFO kook, Harvey Levin?
Well, I mean, I don't think people are viewing people as UFO kooks anymore. When the government says that there are UFOs, that's not debatable anymore. I mean, the United States government has now acknowledged they looked at 144 UFOs and they could only figure out one. So there are UFOs, period. The only issue is what are they and where do they come from? That's the issue. UFOs are now verifiable, that there is something going on. And now the question is figuring out what. And I'm not going to come up with any conclusion that it's coming from God knows where. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. What I believe is that it's not human technology. Nobody on Earth can do what these machines do. I mean, you can't go from 80,000 feet to sea level in a second and a half. You can't break the sound barrier without a sonic boom. You can't fly without wings. You can't fly without a tail, without known propulsion or exhaust. And these do. So it's not human technology. And in terms of natural phenomenon like rocks or meteors, we have new video that we're going to present. And we'll show others as well. But rocks and meteors don't fly in formation. These things fly in formation. And so, something's going on.
Do you fear retribution, yourself in this whole, like that they say that it's a government cover up?
Nah, I feel like I'm late to the party here. That I don't think that's the case anymore. And as a matter of fact, the government has said, stop the retribution, which is, I think, maybe the most important thing it did in the report. And it acknowledged it was happening. That's a huge deal. But no, I mean, I think it's all changed because of people like Harry Reid, because of journalists like Jeremy Corbell and George Knapp, because of people like Marco Rubio, who have been demanding answers, Senator Heinrich from New Mexico. This has become a mainstream topic now. Yeah. It wasn't until a few years ago. It is mainstream now.
Mate, another great show for you. We need more of these shows. You got a few more up your sleeves? TMZ Investigates?
I'm exhausted right now. Let me just get through tomorrow night, okay?
Yeah, I know. They beat last year, Tiger King. That was madness, and of course, UFOs, the biggest topic in the world right now. So, mate, fantastic.
Tuesday night, 8 o'clock on Fox, and we're excited about it.
Good on you, Harv. Great to see you, mate. Bye.
Good seeing you, Brad.
Yeah, bye.